Yo guys, what's up? Shadow here and welcome back to another episode of Monster Train. Today, it's kind of a random one. I just decided to go with one of my favorite clans, or my favorite clan combination that is, today and just see what happens, and just turned out to be a good round here. So we are, as you have seen, Umbra and Remnant. And we start out with some interesting stuff here. Void Binding, which gives lots of damage, shield and rage, and Ember Drain. It's something that I haven't used too much, the Ember Drain stuff. And here we get the Resin Block, and this will be a big part of the late game, you will see. Now our champion, we're gonna get Gorge, which allows us to feed on lots of morsels and become big and strong. So that is... I think Umbra has a lot of ways to get big enough to kill bosses. That's something they do really well. So that's basically what this deck plays with. But you will see a lot of the Remnant stuff will come in as well later on. And now here we have our first damage shield Ember Drain out, and you can see it's quite a powerful spell. I mean, yes, it doesn't now reduce my mana to basically 0. But since we have 0 cost cards, that's not much of a problem. And this is just, you know, as you're sure aware, the start is always quite easy for most decks, especially this Entumbra Assault allows me to kill a lot of these small guys when they are behind protectors. So, quite nice. The Purifying Cleanse, it's not like a spell that works particularly well in this deck because we do not play too much with Burnout. But you know, at the start of this run I didn't really know where this deck was going anyway, so kinda hard to say. But the thing is with these Ember Drain cards, as soon as you get to the boss fight, they're essentially free cards. Because the Ember Drain will be gone before your next round hits anyway. So it's very much worth using these Ember Drain cards. So I might have misjudged them before, but yeah, there you go. But I'm basically already kind of fixated on something. I'm fixated on shields. And here the Entombed Explosion, I just love this card. That's why I most of the time will take it. So... here I'm kind of not sure where I want to go. We're gonna go over here for a Remnant card, and I'm gonna go with the Tycoon. That gives me gold for every time when something dies. Then I'm kind of looking, multi-strike. Is there really something that I want to give multi-strike to? I'm not sure, because right now we do not have like the big cool cards, but I've decided to give it to the Baron anyway, you know, just in case. Now, second match here, shouldn't be too much trouble. These buffer mages we can snipe with the Entumbra Assault, which is kind of nice. The problem that I have right now, and you'd maybe just be able to see it right now, is I do not have enough space to actually put the Baron and the champion there. Well, I do, but then I do not have any more space for morsels or anything, so that's a bit of a problem. But you will see how this is fixed later on, because the thing is, morsels that get consumed do not count as dying for the purpose of the damage shield, the Baron's ability, or other abilities that count the dying models for that matter. So the thing is, even if we cannot now feed our champion, we can still feed one of our guys. So that is not too much problem. Now I just decided here that I would feed the Entombed Explosion. It's kind of a weird thing to do, but you know. And I can use these Purifying Cleanse as healing spells, which is also kind of nice. But again, it's not like a big mechanic in our deck. Now good that we can snipe the guy there with the Entumbra Assault. A few more morsels and this dude is gone. And there's the damage shield. That just makes it so much easier to fight against bosses if you draw it. There we go. Now here, I do really like the mine collapse. And over here, I'm not quite sure what I should get, so I try to go with the remove resin. It's a spell I haven't really used that much. It basically cleans all debuffs and buffs from the respective things. And here we have the lightstone casing or the combustible wax. So I'm trying to get the combustible wax because, you know, I have burnout stuff. Maybe I can actually do something with it. And here I meet, I forget the woman's name, but she allows you to purge things and then add these covenant, no, not covenant, covenant markers to your gameplay, so that it makes your game more difficult, but you can basically purge cards for free, which is nice. So yeah, and here this is a kind of annoying situation for us because we do want to feed our champion. But with this lineup, it's kind of hard to do that on the first floor because he will just get killed. So I have to hope I can just, you know, make him strong enough on the second floor. At least I can get a little bit of damage on Daedalus here. And now, what I can at least do right now is I can use the assault here to kill one of these Rager dudes. You can get 2 morsels out of it. 1 with damage shield, that's good. Trying to stack that up as much as we can. And up top there we can, you know, save the Baron at least. There we go. And now, what we can do here, of course, we can kill 1 with the assault. And then another one with a mine collapse and still have mana left to do more. But we can even use some of our mana technically before we do anything. Just to make it more efficient essentially. There we go, and the damage shield will take care of the bomb. Or rather, well, not the bomb necessarily, but the combination of the bomb and the guy. You know, just reduce the damage as much as we can, really. And there we go, the Entombed Explosion. And there I kinda, you know, I didn't really mess up because I couldn't really do much, but the guys all go to the top floor. That's kind of annoying. They will kill a lot of our guys. And here is now where I kinda, you know, have to ask myself, what do we do now? Because I do not want to, you know, lose the Baron and everything, or at least not lose that many guys at once. So, you know, just a morsel, but then I'm kind of like reading this card again, and I'm like, oh, it does it on everyone. Yes, it does, and therefore we can easily save our Baron there. Get a lot of kills, and that will give us a lot of money here. There we go. Good money. And here we go, boss wave. Which means we can just toss more shields around. And up there we will probably have to leave this one guy through unless we use the void binding on one of the guys up there. And I just decided to just throw these train stewards out, you know, just to get a little bit of damage on Daedalus. Now, boom, there we go. 1 shield and 6 rage plus, and we already beat the boss easily. And there I was thinking, hey, I could use the assault to kill my own morsel and then get more morsels. But it was one of these morsels that has so much life that it actually doesn't work. I don't know. We got it anyway, so no big deal. Now here we get the Shroud Spike, which is very good for morsel decks. And here's like one of my favorite cards, Bounty Stalker. Such a good card. So it comes into play with Stealth 1, which means it guaranteed deals its damage. And it also gets stronger every time it dies. And not just for the round, permanently. For as long as your run lasts. So if you can kill it or let it die enough, this thing will take care of almost every enemy. Which is amazing. So here, there's a bit of purging going on. Nice and easy. Now, these two, I don't really want any of those. Not really that interested. I mean, we have a little bit of burnout stuff, but not really too much payoff off of it, you know. And there, I also get the Endless for the Bounty Stalker. With that, the combo is absolutely complete. Absolutely amazing. And so now here on the Penumbra, I'm gonna get the better Gorge. Which basically means I'm gonna gorge this guy up to big health, and then the Stalker will deal with the other guys beforehand. And now I also merge the Entombed Explosion with the Stalker, which means every time he dies, not only does he get stronger, but he also just deals 50 damage whenever he dies. That's pretty cool. I don't know, I just like merging things with the Entombed Explosion. I just like that. I find it a cool effect. So here we go, against a multi-striker enemy. Shouldn't be too difficult if we get stealth. However, damage shields are a bit weaker against multi-strikers. So that's something to keep in mind. So here, I'm using the Baron and the Bounty Stalker. Because the Bounty Stalker is made to die over and over again. So the Baron will profit from this arrangement. And meanwhile, I'll just feed the champion one floor above for the end game, essentially. So you can see the Bounty Stalker, he starts out with 5 health. Well, he always will have 5 health, but also 20 damage. And that will get a lot higher during this run. I mean, a lot higher. We just use the Shroud Spike just to pump our guy up a bit. There we go, first time death. And since he's endless, he will just come right back with 38 now. And why 38? Because we have the Resin Block, of course, which also increases a creature's damage by 10 every time it dies. However, the Resin Block's effect is only temporary, so only for the match you're playing right now, and not for the whole run. But still, the combination of those two makes sure that the Bounty Stalker, even now, early game, gets big very quick. And here we go with the Assault. We can get ourselves all these morsels that we need. Now, this guy with the 112 health, he's already through. We couldn't really deal with this guy. Unfortunate, he will take us some pyre health off of us, but, you know, not too much we can do to this guy. It's unfortunate, but it is how it is. There we go, damage shield 4. Because that's one of these things that doesn't really decay off of your creatures. So, you know, if you can put some damage shield onto your champion every once in a while, why not if you have the mana for it, right? And now, well, there's not really much good cards here to use, so just a bit of damage onto the enemy. Not much really that it does here, but yeah. There we go. More damage shields coming in for our champion, and now I can even put a damage shield on our Bounty Stalker, which already deals now 68 damage. Of course, when we go into the next match, it's going to be a bit lower, but still, you'll see, from 20 it's going to be quite a step up already. There we go. Now he comes to the real end boss, and here, of course, we can again throw the Bounty Stalker just in front, so we have so much damage on in our hand there at all times. And there's no way the Bounty Stalker is going to disappear on us. That's great. Now here, there's a lot of good cards here, but since I want to like draw a lot of cards, rotate through my deck quite quickly, the Embers are pretty good. Now here, Sacred Wicks to basically remake creatures when they die. That's a good idea. So here I decide to purge more cards, but only one basically, just the Train Steward. Because, you know, not trying to ramp up my difficulty too much at once. Now here, Pyre Health is very important here. We lost a bunch of it, and the spell upgrades, well, you know, just basically some comfort stuff here we can do. For example, make the Ember Cache 0. That's always a good idea. I do like spells like that basically for free give you a lot of card draw and stuff like that. And making plus 10 power on the Mind Collapse means that we can use it even if we don't have any mana to gain 2 mana, as long as there's something on the field that has 10 or less life. So that's pretty decent. Now here we have Stealthers on the other side, which means this arrangement actually doesn't do anything. They both don't see each other. So I decide to put the champion on the last floor here. And just start, you know, putting damage shields on him, why not? Of course that goes to the consume pile, so it's gone for us, but that's okay. Now the Tycoon coming in, trying to profit off the dying of our Bounty Stalker. More shields for us. Now you see he's already on 52 damage, a Bounty Stalker. So that's quite the step up from last time. Now we're still not quite strong enough to actually kill a lot of these guys before they go up, but you know. And now here with Ember Cache, we'll be able to draw a lot more cards in the next few turns. And since we lost a few cards, we can just get a few of them back. Of course, we also lost a morsel there, so that's why we couldn't quite get what we wanted here. Use the resin removal to just cancel stealth effectively here. There we go, that was not a good summon because they all die before anything else happens. Not the best idea there, but you know. Again, we'll take a little bit of fire damage, but our deck is like slowly building, slowly getting to that point where that Bounty Stalker is really messing with people. Now we do not have enough space to go all the way up there, unfortunately. But at least 2 of them we can kill, that's nice. Got 88 damage already on the Stalker. We're getting there. Final wave. So 2 Entombra Assaults. Lots of morsels generated. Getting the shield morsels on our Bounty Stalker. And now, you know, just getting a little bit more mana there to use with the Mind Collapse. That's already 21 damage, which we can use to get 2 more mana. And, you know, not really mega worth it, but it's fun. And we can see 50 damage we can already deal on this guy with the Bounty Stalker. Well, because he dies, mostly. So here I'm kind of thinking, what could I do here? And the Mind Collapse, you know, just putting some damage out. I mean, you know, a bit more shields on this guy, which means we're basically gonna waste a few more stealth triggers, essentially. And then using that spike to just get ourselves a little bit tougher. Still, a lot of stealth has been eaten up by the Bounty Stalker. And here he is again, because, you know, endless and stuff. Resin removal a bit late. I could have used that to remove all the stealth all at once, but still, we are able to easily beat this guy. Now, A second Void Binding would be interesting, potentially. But I think Cannibalize for me is a bit more important. I do really want to get the big cool morsels. Then there was the Stealth that I just took, so more Stealth. And in my opinion, like Stealth and Damage Shields, which are both mechanics of the Umbra or the Melting Remnant respectively, really strong. Here, one of the Entumbra Assaults, up to 13 damage. And then the Engulfing Smoke, a little bit lower cost. That makes it a bit more interesting to use here. And now here is Arcus, the Darkness Incarnate. He is a little bit easier for Umbra players, I feel, because his if you get a Rally Relic, you can still summon the morsels. So that makes it a little bit easier, in my opinion. Stealth 2 on our Bounty Stalker there. At least able to deal some damage here. Tycoon is back. Now we already have 525 gold, so that we get a lot of. There we go, eliminating one of the opponents. Should give us a nice sequence here. Now we have a lot of no-coster dudes there. I really don't like these. Alright, so yeah, the process, you know, is relatively simple, as you can see with this deck. Basically just feed your champion and try to hold off the enemy. And with that Bounty Stalker getting stronger every match we play, you can see now he can easily take care of these big guys with the white shields. So that is pretty nifty here. Resin removal to get rid of the spell shield. That was an Arcus. You know, didn't really hinder us too much, but it's better to just remove it. Here there was the white shield guy there was a big one, so couldn't quite get him off. But with the appropriate support up there, we can kill all of these guys. And even can get a Void Binding out for more damage shields. Save the Baron here. You know, gives us a little bit more money potentially. $102 damage already from the Bounty Stalker. And now, here we go, the Extracted Ember. These Dregs, they're really nice right now to just summon into the places where you need a little bit of support or where you try to protect another creature. You know, I could purge them from the deck, but it's quite alright to have them right now. There we go, just a bit of healing. So here we go. The Bounty Stalker now is so strong that all these guys are softened up enough for a champion to take care of. Easy. Now here, just getting a few of these guys back. Unfortunately, lots of times some of my morsels die, so they get resurrected as well. You know, not the worst, but also not that good either. Gorging and a bit of slapping. And here we're just trying to, you know, last adjustments for the boss battle there, or at least for the top level boss battle. More health coming in. And here, if we just stealth them up, you can see almost 600 damage they deal now. It is pretty decent already, this deck. And again, every time that Bounty Stalker dies, we get a stronger creature out of the deal. Now, a bit of it, over 1000 health left, and no chance against our champion here. Really, no chance. And Now, since we cannot really summon the Bounty Stalker, just use some more of our cards just to maximize our attack. And easy peasy here. Oh. Now here, the Hallowed Halls. It's one of my more favorite spells of the Remnant, because in a lot of situations you do want to kill off your own creatures and then resummon more creatures for triggers, and Hallowed Halls really allows you to do that. Now here is Malika the Titan again, just trying to at least purge one other card here, and I end up removing one of the Purifying Cleanse, because if I ever need one, then one is enough. I don't need two of those. Here we go, the last champion upgrade awaits very soon. So I decide to go over to the artifact, and also I get a plus 10 damage upgrade on our Bounty Stalker. He's now 126. That's pretty intense. So you can already see that's going pretty well. Now here we have a few interesting cards. Now I tried to go for the guy that gives me more health for my champion. I get the banner for summoning, and then I'm like, you know what? I saw that guy, that consume artifact. There's a small chance every time I play a consume spell that it does not get consumed but discarded instead. And you will see every once in a while that actually really makes my deck go round a lot. And now here I'm removing the Tumbra Assault that is not strong. So I'm really streamlining and slimming my deck out here towards the end. And you can see that Bounty Stalker, now he's strong enough to just outright kill this guy. Pretty sweet. So here, you know, Ember, why not put the Embers already into the deck, you know? And you just saw there, the artifact triggered and Ember Cache is still in my deck, technically. So here we have to do a little bit of management, so we do have enough mana to just toss around and kill this guy, so that our Baron doesn't get damaged. Can still get some more morsels here. Easy. And now our champion really gets so big every time he feeds. There we go, 144 damage already. Now pretty much from round 1 our Bounty Stalker is strong enough to really mess up anybody that comes towards him. Some more stealth there so we can save some of our damage shield buffs there. Now the problem of course is that we do not have trample or anything like that that allows us to mess up guys that are behind the first creature. That's a bit unfortunate sometimes, but you know. And that guy with 17 health up there, it's pretty hard for us to actually deal with him. Right now at least, you will see later on I do have a quite good solution to that later on, but still. So yeah, I'm just thinking if there's any way I could prevent this guy from damaging us. And you know, I can play a few more spells thanks to the banner, but you know, just getting a few more interesting morsels here, damage shield morsel and everything. Just more damage shields, just stacking all of these positive effects on our champion. It's kind of weird because the Bounty Stalker is probably one of our strongest cards, but the focus is still on the champion. Trying to feed him, prepare him. If we kill everything with the Bounty Stalker, then that's fine, but you know, he's not necessary. Let's put it that way. And now I just summoned in on up top because he just happened to die this turn, so we can get this guy, and then next turn he will deal with a different bird, technically, if we want to keep him there. Because right now the other lanes do not just deal enough damage. It's kind of unfortunate, but that's how it is. More Ember in our deck. It's quite silly at this point. Now here we can use the hallowed halls to just get ourselves the damage off there from the entomb trigger, and then, you know, just get a few more of these morsels back. At least get somebody that can feast on them. And get the regen of this abomination at the back. And now we can at least kill the frontline guy here. Which means we can use the bounty stalker here again. And we can use him from the top. Or for the top, but I decide to, you know, just smash him in at the bottom. Look at that, almost half, pretty much half of the health of this guy is already gone. Damage shields as well, now a bit more than half. Just insane, really. 10 damage from the base spell. And you know, that's really good damage. I do have to say that, like spikes, for example, are a really hard mechanic for this deck to deal with. Luck I haven't encountered that much so far. So yeah, now here on the middle he has absolutely no chance against our champ. Really no contest. And you can still get this guy eaten so many times. There we go. He did. Now here we have more shield opportunities here. It's quite crazy. And I do get a grovel. And here is one of the more important cards again, Crushing Demise. Again, this is such such an important card. Just outright kill monsters, even if it's at the cost of one of your own. But with our bounty hunter or bounty stalker, that doesn't really bother us anyway. So I get the free version and then copy the free version. So I got it twice now in my deck. Quite nice. Now here we get the Mine Jacks. +2 space on the middle floor, which is where our champion most of the time will be. So we can really put a lot of morsels behind him now. Now here is Seraph. He halves buffs. I thought that might have been difficult. But so far, good start. I mean, good damage there, and then just getting rid of the bounty stalker, because, you know, why not? He grows from that, and that's exactly the mechanic we're going for, right? Now look at the bounty stalker, 148 damage already. That's so sick. Just so much damage behind that one card, and he's not even our main boss killer. He's just basically, you know, just coming in, one-shotting things, and then dying again. That's what he does. It's pretty effective, though. I do like a lot of cards that basically get permanently changed during the gameplay through different actions. I don't think there's that many of them, but you know. So here we can easily kill the small guy with the Atumbra and Assault, and then Crushing Demise deals with the rest. Now with the Crushing Demise, we have such an easy way of dealing with opponents, you know. It's really nice. So here for 5x we can just get the shield guy again, and look at that. That's already so many shields on our guy. I mean, it's so difficult to deal with that as a boss. There we go. Bounty Stalker once more. You know how this goes. And then just continue the feeding. Always more feeding to be done. Here I just decide, you know, sacrifice the Bounty Stalker to just get him bigger. Bigger, bigger, bigger. And then grovel for maximum shield protection and maximum amount of freaking morsels. A lot of damage shields were lost there, unfortunately, but still, we can do it. It's fine. Now, 2 guys on top. Question is, what do we do with those? We'll try to draw something interesting, and, well, at least one of them we have. And now what we can just do is summon more morsels. And I'm kind of hesitant about what to do next, but yeah, there we go. Just more different morsels. Why not? And the only way I can really do anything about the top would have been to summon this guy and this morsel, so that cancels each other out essentially, because the first morsel takes the damage and then the second one hits back for 6, which is just enough here so we can keep our crystal clean, which is, or our pyre, which is very important because he only has 59 health left, you know. Now here, Mind Collapse can easily do that. And then there's a few options here. I decide to go with the Rage option because 418 damage is quite sick. Really quite nicely and lovely. And the stealth means all of these boys will stay alive from now. And yeah, it's so nice to just have all these tools available now. Now the deck really came together at long last. You know, it always looked a little bit like, not wonky, but you know, some parts were just missing, some weaknesses were very glaring, and right now we got a much more solid deck here in the late game. Just, you know, more morsels, because why not? And there is the Tycoon, just to kill the top guy. Morsels everywhere. As meat shields, as fodder, everything is possible. And here comes Mr. Seraph himself. Now, we do have a bit of problem with Ember Drain here, so we cannot play too much, but I just decide to kill the Bounty Stalker just to get rid of both enemy creatures. So it's a 2-for-1 essentially. And here we go. Seraph already dies to our main guy, which is hilarious. So everything we add here is gonna be more crazy, even more annoying, and yeah, there you go. This is massive freaking damage. More damage shields, just getting everything out of it, you know, every last penny, and boom, there you go. So much damage. That's 600, almost 650 damage per round. Probably more. But yeah, there you go. So a very interesting combination, this deck, out of protection abilities like Stealth and Shield. Basically the Gorging, that makes it easy to defeat enemies, and then that Bounty Stalker, that's just a crazy card. If you do not get this like super late in the run, then I feel you should always take it. Especially if you play with Remnant that has Reform cards, or if you can really get an Endless on it, then it is the bomb. It really is. And I think there's a lot more crazy combinations you can do with the Bounty Stalker with Covenant, you know, the combinations of cards. I think there's a lot more evil ones than the one that I had with the Extinguish Trigger. So there you go. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. I see you next time, and take care.